The Dancer and the Dark, a paranormal romance novella, Elemental Legacy Book 7, written by Elizabeth Hunter, narrated by Sean William Doyle. 1. Gavin Wallace sat across from the two vampires glaring at each other from either side of the elaborate Russian tea service he'd ordered. He poured the fragrant tea into a delicate blue and white cup. "Tatiana," he said, "how much sugar would you like in your tea?" "No sugar," she said. "A spoon of honey only, please." "I take my tea black," Oleg said. "He didn't ask," Tatiana said. "Neither did you," the gruff Russian answered. "And yet your caravan encroaches on my territory." Gavin swallowed the sigh that wanted to release. So they weren't making room for polite conversation. At least that would save time. He'd come to his tea room in Paris for this meeting, and when it was settled, he could return to the States. Tatiana bit out something in Russian, and Oleg started to reply, but Gavin interrupted them both. "Cake?" He held a plate of pedophores in the center of the table. "I cannot tell you how delighted I am with the new pastry chef here. You both must try them and tell me what you think." Tatiana didn't move her eyes from Oleg's, but she reached out, took a delicate pink cake, and bit into it, bearing two long, slightly curved fangs as she tasted the pastry. Exquisite. Gavin didn't react when the two immortals began to argue. Neither did any of the silent servers near the doors. His businesses were known for being discreet and neutral. Gavin never had a problem starting a new property in a city because vampires in charge of large cities, where immortals might clash, appreciated an impartial meeting place where they could be assured of safety. Gavin took the opportunity of a pause in the arguing to gently intervene. "If I may." The glaring subsided slightly, and both vampires bit their tongues. Excellent. This was, after all, the reason Oleg had negotiated this meeting via his manager in Paris. It wasn't solely because Tatiana was in Paris for a wine marketing convention. They had a border dispute hanging between them, and it threatened to upend both vampires' businesses. Gavin cajoled and maneuvered the conversation until both combatants were forced to acknowledge the other's perspective. He revealed nothing of his own thoughts on the matter. His own thoughts were immaterial, and 2 hours later he leaned back as business secretaries and contract writers were introduced and terms began to take shape. In the end, Tatiana and Oleg's confrontation would be settled with gold instead of lives. A preferable outcome for all. This was why Gavin was so...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?